welcome. This is Monty once again from DPL Surveillance Equipment. Today we're going to be taking a look at something that I think a number of you are going to be fascinated with. I'm doing my typical 5-mile walk on my trail. It's a local trail near where I live. Typically get in my 5-mile walk while contemplating and sort of almost like meditating even while I walk and just get a breath of fresh air. Think about, where I'm going, what I'm doing in life and all of that. And as I mentioned before, I suggest you guys do the same thing. Let's cut right into this particular article and let's see if we can get anything from it. Pardon the wind blowing across the microphone. As I mentioned, I am outdoors where it's lovely. We got the wind blowing a little bit, trees rustling, birds chirping, etc., etc. Anyway, the name of this article, what is the name of the article, by the way? It's always good to mention the name of the article just so we can all be on point here. Home sellers doctored photos challenge buyers' intuition and home stagers. Again, home sellers doctored photos challenge buyers' intuition and home stagers. I'm going to include this particular article along with the podcast, just so you guys will have all the specifics. But let's get right into it. Buyer beware. The technology that Hollywood uses for special effects now permeates property listings. Real estate listing photos have always accentuated the positive, but computer-generated imagery of the sort Hollywood uses has now become so cheap and prolific that home sellers are taking out walls, removing ugly paneling, and even adding digital swimming pools. At the same time, photos are more important than ever. Nearly every home search begins online and deals are often struck without in-person showings, particularly among investors who are putting photos through their own algorithms to price homes as they make an unprecedented move into the U.S. housing market. The technology allows sellers to green browned lawns, stage rooms with virtual furniture like digital dollhouses, and even perform full-blown HGTV-style makeovers with a click of the mouse. The hazards to buyers range from disappointment when they arrive for in-person showings to blown renovation budgets. That could prove an especially thorny issue for investors who may need to retrain computer models they use to comb through listings for houses that are good candidates to turn into rentals or flips. Risks associated with doctored listing photos could spread beyond sight unseen buyers. Federal rulemakers are considering a proposal to open up more of the home appraisal business to computers that generate property values, partly by scraping online listing photos to gauge condition and finishes. Redfin Corporation, the discount online real estate broker, said that 20% of 1,463 recent home buyers it surveyed in May said they had made offers on houses that they had never visited. In 2017, when the market was hotter, as many as 35% of the individuals who responded to a similar study said they had made offers sight unseen, Redfin says. House Canary Incorporated, which uses algorithms to value homes for investors, can differentiate between real homes and lifelike renderings that builders use to illustrate future construction. But its computers haven't yet been trained to tell real interiors from fakes, said Alex Villacorta, the company executive vice president of data and analytics. We don't have an explicit model that identifies if an image is virtually staged, but that is something that our algorithms have the ability to learn, he said. The computer-generated images are so good these days that humans have trouble spotting them. That's causing problems for regional broker cooperatives, known as multiple listing services, that serve as repositories for property listings and sales data. At a recent conference for brokers in New York, an executive from property photo editing firm boxbrownie.com, PTY Ltd, urged agents to post altered photos side by side with the originals. However, Peter Trevenamaid, the Australian firm's strategic relationship manager, said that labeling augmented images has occasionally gotten agents in trouble, while altered images without disclosures have slipped past listing site overseers. For $1.60 per image, Box Brownie will punch up pictures of a house for sale, making dull skies blue, patching lawns, and maybe popping photorealistic flames into a fireplace. It charges $2.40 to change wall colors and $24 to swap out flooring. Starting at $64, it will virtually renovate a room to produce a marketing image that looks realistic but nothing like the real thing. We're like Photoshop on steroids, Box Brownie co-founder Brad Filipponi said of the popular photo editing program. Redfin employs a San Jose, California company called Romy to virtually stage vacant listings right down to digital knickknacks, and says it discloses when the furniture and images is fake. Empty homes online are not super appealing, said Quinn Hawkins, who leads Redfin's business unit that flips houses in Southern California and Dallas. It's hard to figure out where your furniture is going to fit. Roofstock Incorporated, which operates a platform on which investors buy and sell occupied rental homes, uses a service that scrubs dirty dishes and other clutter from interior photos. Rich Ford, a Roofstock founder, said erasing decor like family photos preserves tenant privacy. Cochrane Group agent Tim Davis, who sells multi-million-dollar properties in New York's Hamptons, virtually staged an estate in modern style in case the existing Victorian furnishings weren't to buyers' taste. He posted computer-generated images alongside actual photos. Staging homes with rented furniture is an old technique that sellers use to give potential buyers a sense of scale and how stodgy properties might look updated. Staging can cost thousands of dollars, though, so it's usually used on luxury properties. Virtual staging, on the other hand, has emerged as a much cheaper option and one that enables sellers to do far more than show what sort of furniture a room can fit. But this also puts altered listing photos in the path of Wall Street-backed firms. Companies like Open Door Labs Incorporated that are trying to perfect programmatic flipping make offers on some properties sight unseen at a computer's recommendation. Big rental investors sometimes spit out offers for single-family homes within minutes of them hitting the market. The ease and extent to which images can be altered has brokers and organizations that police listings wondering where to draw the line on augmented images. The National Association of Realtors Code of Ethics requires agents to present a true picture in their advertising, marketing, and other representations, which extends to listing photos, a spokeswoman said. Donald Epley, a retired University of South Alabama real estate professor who helped write national appraisal standards, said misleading photos are no different than fudging the square footage or misstating the number of bedrooms in listings. This is a really new technology, said Denise Evans, chief executive of the Council of Multiple Listing Services, a trade organization. It's just starting to bubble up questions as to where that line is. Ms. Evans said establishing guidelines for altered images is one of the organization's priorities. One issue, she said, is that many listing services don't allow images to be watermarked, which makes it difficult to ensure that disclaimers remain attached to augmented photos. So that's basically that, you guys. Excuse me. It's just very important to remember that when you're real estate shopping from this point on, you may want to make sure you actually visit the properties. You may want to compare what you saw or what enticed you to go out and take a look at a property with the photos that you saw online and compare that to what you actually see when you actually visit the home. You can take out walls. You can put as they mentioned, a digital swimming pool in a photo. You can put furniture in a house, completely eliminating charges associated with hiring a professional staging company. You can also add in knickknacks and different things to the interior of a home digitally, and then or take out the same thing, the knickknacks or the family photos or whatever, using photo editing software, or just pay some of these firms, as mentioned in the article, and they'll gladly do the same thing for you. So you've got to be the buyer beware, and your real estate brokers and your staging services, you may want to take a look at advising your customers of what it means to be aware of finding these fake photos and spotting these things so as to not have to spend a whole lot of money renovating a home because some broker or some organization decided that they were going to make the home look a lot more attractive than it was, and then you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to actually fix that home and bring it up to par because the photos were all augmented. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up my 5-mile walk. We're going to wrap up this particular podcast. I'm going to include the article along with the podcast for you guys to take a look at the specifics, and then you can share it, take it back to your real estate offices, take it to your friends and relatives and associates who are thinking about buying real estate, and hopefully save some time and frustration. Anyway, this is Monty, owner of DPO Surveillance Equipment, saying pay attention and be safe out there. We'll talk to you later. Bye.